Hello, my fellow human, and welcome back to today's message. I'd first like to say thank you to anyone and everyone that continues to be a supportive part of the journey with me. Truly honored to be sharing this time and space with you. And if you happen to be new, welcome. This is a reminder that we're all here sharing this human experience together, and that this is a safe space to show up as your highest, most aligned, loving, authentic selves. Now, we do things completely differently here on this channel, so that being said, if the message happens to resonate with you, it would mean the world to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe below. So, I had a channeled message, and I was going to do this yesterday, but I just couldn't. I couldn't do it, and so I knew I had to leave it for today, but Backstreet Boys song was coming in, and I kept singing it. And I was asking sources, like, is this song for me? And they were like, no, it's not. And I was like, is this a channel message? And I kept hearing yes, yes, yes. And I was like, okay. And so I'm going to do my best. But the part that was, that I kept hearing was, as time goes by, you will get to know me a little more better. Girl, that's the way love goes. I know you're afraid to let your feelings show. It's all crazy. And I understand, girl, but it's time to let go. I deserve a try, so just once, give me a chance and I'll prove this all wrong. You walked in, you were so quick to judge, but honey, he's nothing like me. I'll never break your heart. I'll never make you cry. I'd rather die than live without you. I'll give you all of me, honey, that's no lie. Okay, so I was singing it. I should have done it yesterday because I was singing it and it was good and everything was fine. And so today I'm like, can't even get the tune right, but that's okay. It doesn't matter. This is still just a channeled message. So I'm not here as a singer. I'm here as a reader, and it's going to happen. You're going to hear me sing good. You're going to hear me sing bad. It's just going to happen. Okay. So the thing is that I went and I was writing down the lyrics, and it says at the top, I didn't write all the lyrics down because there's a lot of repeat lyrics in it, but it says, from the first day that I saw your smiling face, honey, I knew that we would be together forever. Ooh, when I asked you out, you said no, but I found out, darling, that you'd been hurt. You felt that you'd never love again. I deserve a try, honey, just once. Give me a chance and I'll prove this all wrong. You walked in, you were so quick to judge, but honey, he's nothing like me, baby. I'll never break your heart. Right? So I don't know if this is a love message from somebody. That's the thing. Like, I don't know who this is from. And that's the channel message that we're going to get into. Okay, so I literally wrote this down. There's like 3 little pages here. I'm going to take this out and put this in the reading. Why? Because that's it. This is what it was. This is all the lyrics that I wrote down. And that's the thing. Like, it's just, you know, there's no lie. I'll give you all of me. As time goes by, you'll get to know me. So this could be a new person that's trying to come in to love you. But this song, it was so strong. Like, literally was sitting here singing it. You might be like, wow, okay. No, like, I was singing it. I was like, oh my gosh, it came in so freaking loud. And if you've been with me for any amount of time, you know that I get songs all the time. And they always have a meaning. They always have a meaning. I feel like music is a great way for Source to talk to us. Like, that's actually how I first started talking to Source, was through songs and music. And then I realized, like, oh, there's other ways to talk to Source too. So let's see. Source, can you tell us? Can you give us? We're going to use a Sacred Forest Oracle today by Denise Lynn. Can you give us a Sacred Forest Oracle that's going to help us better understand this channel message that you have for the collective? Yeah. So, yeah, we're going to see what's coming through. We've got Water Spirit, manifesting dreams on the bottom. This is something that you've been manifesting. Dragon power underneath that. Okay, so Source, what would you like to share with us in regards to this message? This channel message from a Backstreet Boy song, I'll Never Break Your Heart. I think that's the name of it. What would you like to share with us, Source? Someone who feels like home. Yeah, this is definitely... Okay, so we've got the 4th house, we've got Taurus and the North Node. You could have Taurus or Scorpio in the North or South nodes. You could have Cancer or, let's see, it would be Cancer or Capricorn in the North or South nodes. That's a very specific message, but hang with me. This is someone who feels like you are their everything. Like they feel like you are exactly what they've asked for. Maybe they dropped the ball on this one. I do feel like there's a sense that they dropped the ball. They were being really stubborn. That you were what they asked for. And it's not, okay, here's a, you know how everyone's like, oh, well, we asked for something, we want something, and then when we get it, like, we're just stubborn sometimes. We're like, but that's not what I asked for. And Source is like, this is what you asked for, but that's not what I asked for. I asked for something else. And they're like, well, this is everything that you asked for, so why are you asking for something else? That's kind of like where this person was. They didn't want to believe that it was you because you had been there for so long, or you had been there all along. Maybe you've known this person your whole life, or you've known this person for a long time. It could be someone new coming in, but I really feel like you guys maybe have known each other for some time. And it's like you guys were destined to meet one another. Like this was, you had a fated path. Like somewhere along the way, you guys were meant to run into each other, maybe then separate, then come back together, then separate, or come together and be together. But obviously, if you're here, that's not necessarily what happened, but it could be. It could be what happened. So this person's really loyal, even though it might not seem like it. You might be like, yeah, right. If this person was loyal, they would have given me a chance. But that loyalty really has nothing to do with giving another person a chance. This person really will lay hands on the fire for someone they care about. That's the thing. It's not about you being an option. It's not about any of that. It's just this person, they fumbled the ball. They thought they had a better play in mind, and they didn't. And everybody that they've met since they fumbled you, they've compared to you. They're like, oh, they're not this person, they're not this person, and, you know, they're not you. Of course they're not you, because no one is you, just like you're not anyone else. That's never going to happen. There's been a lot of love messages that have been coming up on my channel, which is strange because I'm not actually a love reader. Like I'll do love messages here and there. That's not something that I mainly focus on, because I feel like what happens is we get so tied up in the, oh, my person's coming. And then it hurts when they don't come, right? Like it really does hurt when they don't come. And so that's why it's like, I'd rather focus on the shadow work and all that stuff. But when these messages come in, I have to talk about them. We got the devil energy coming through. So Capricorn energy. Yeah, conditioning. This person did not realize that they were following a conditioned, like they were conditioned to believe that it had to be something else. And, you know, that could be because you are not their typical person. You're not their typical type. It could even be that they're not your typical type. And because of that, that created some sort of rift between you guys. So that could be, you know, ethnicity, nationality, background, religion, any of that. Like whatever it is, there's something here that was like not in resonance with them at that time. Yeah, comparison. What did I say? They've compared you to everybody they've met. What the heck? This is such a strong reading already. All right, so we're going to put this here. Yeah, something happened though. Wow. So we've got 2 mystery cards coming out right away, right? So, or what you might know as the major arcana, but in Tarot Marseille, they're referred to as mystery cards. And they're just the ones that hold the most power. So we have the House of God here, Thunderbolt, what you might know as Tower, and the Devil, right? So usually in the tarot, they're this way because they go back to back. But for the Tower moment to happen, this is like they're falling apart of the emotional ego. is what happened. This person was stuck in their pride, in their vanity. They were stuck in, you know, maybe they always chased after blondes and you're a brunette. And they're like, no, I can never be with a brunette. It was like, whatever it was that they were saying, it couldn't be you, was very superficial. It was very surface level. Because you are literally the embodiment of everything that they've ever wanted. And so they went after that superficial thing. Maybe it's because they like blue eyes or they like brown eyes, or, you know, it's something, it feels very superficial. It does. It just feels, maybe it's the way you dress or the shoes you wear. It could be as simple as that. It could be because you have your ears pierced, right? It could be because maybe they're Jewish and you have tattoos, and that's not something that they're okay with, right? Like, and that's just, again, I'm not judging anybody here. I'm not here trying to point. What I'm saying is that it's something very superficial like that. Okay, and I understand why there's a reason behind that. I get that. I get that. It's because you can't be buried in the cemetery if you have any tattoos or markings, body markings. I get that. But what I'm saying is, like, there's something, but still, ultimately, at the end of the day, that's still a very superficial reason not to get together with someone that you have really deep feelings with, right? That's what this feels like. So there's something here that they were very superficial, very surface level, and they were trying to blend in. But you can't, a lion cannot blend in with sheep. Like, eventually a lion has to realize, it's going to realize it's a lion, that the sheep are literally its food. Right? That this is not even something that I'm meant to be trying to fix or fit into. And there's this energy where it's like they couldn't stop obsessing over you, which is why the comparison's out here with the Five of Swords. You were always on their mind. There's a lot of negativity that was going around them. They could have even gotten married or gotten involved with another person that was very low vibrational. And now things are falling apart. And so it's like they're saying, I'll never break your heart. But I feel like the thing is that they did break your heart. And they're trying to show you, like, I am actually a really loyal person. I am somebody who's going to put hands in fire for you. Like, I'm somebody who's going to go the distance with you. And I do feel there's the resistance here where it's like, but you didn't. That's a very simple statement, right? But you didn't. So how do you believe that now? How are you supposed to trust that now? And that's what it feels like here. It's like, this is divine intervention at its finest. This person was really just ignoring their own heart. They were ignoring their calling. And yet in the process of ignoring their heart and ignoring their calling, there was still always the remembrance of that meeting. There was still always the remembrance of you. There was still always the remembrance of you being the one that got away. But they dropped the bag. They dropped the ball. They're the ones that fumbled, right? They're the ones that fumbled here. It wasn't your fault. It was not your fault. But what else, Source, would you like to share with us? This is someone who is really, this could have been someone who is really easily influenced by their group of friends too. So, like, just saying from a guy's standpoint, okay? So, like, maybe they were in a fraternity together, right? And so they really felt like their brothers in the fraternity, their opinions mattered. And this is just the example they're giving me. And so if the brothers in the fraternity saw you and maybe you're not, you know, maybe you're not even a college goer, maybe you're more like a hippie, free spirit type, but because you weren't in a fraternity and they were, like, that already was very surface level judgment. Like, oh no, it can't be them. It has to be someone else. And so they took what their brothers were saying very seriously. It could have been sisters in a fraternity. Again, it's just an example. South Node, destined to release. And that's the thing. I feel like this was destined to happen. Like, the fall apart and the separation was supposed to happen. Because if it didn't happen, this person would have always lived in this superficial place. And they would never have been present with you. Okay? They would have never been present with you. Because they wouldn't have had that ability to be present with you. Alright, let's get some of these cards. I haven't brought these out in a while. What else would you like to share with us today, Source? Okay. Whoa, already. Okay. Oh, whoa. Stay on the table, my friend. Okay, they want 2 more. What else? Okay, thank you. What else? Whoa, okay. On the bottom, we have promotion channel in the reverse. If you're Steadily enhance your abilities and spiritual level. I might not recognize you in the short term. Don't fear that I will reject this evolved version of you. That's the thing. You had to focus on yourself. And now it's like the more that you focused on yourself, the more that they see you as you are. And it's not that you didn't deserve that attention in the beginning. But I do feel like, here's the thing. I don't feel like this person broke your heart in the way of like being in a relationship broken heart. I feel like this person broke your heart because they didn't choose you. Which still hurts. Rejection hurts. Right? But it's not the same as like when you've spent a long time with someone and things fall apart because this person doesn't love you or they can't be there for you in that way. And I feel like that's the thing. They watched you suffer in some kind of relationship, or they watched you suffer in some sort of commitment with somebody in a really bad way. And they wanted to be the person that rushed in to help you, but they couldn't. Because at that time, it just, the things weren't aligning between you two. We have independence here. The walls built for protection now isolate, blurring the line between independence and loneliness. Our different versions caused a rift, leaving me feeling misunderstood in my pursuit of independence. Isn't it funny that this came out and it says causing a rift, and I said that there's something between you guys that caused a rift? I don't even remember exactly what I said, but I know it came out. I know I said that on this reading. We have contracts. Deep karmic bonds bring responsibilities and life lessons. Relationships stain caused by codependency and conflict. So there was some sort of conflict that you had with a contract, a soul contract that you were involved with before. So maybe you got married before and you got divorced, or you were just living with someone and it went really far. You could have had kids with another person. So there's like this contract there that brought a lot of conflict, codependency that you were healing. And that's been really hard. And so I feel like that's why this person didn't feel like they could come in. And that's not your fault, right? That's not your fault. That's not an excuse to their actions either. But I do feel like what happened is when you were free of this person, you were still in the process of healing from them. And this person was still trying to figure out who the heck it was that they are. So it says, Shredder, I want to awaken your memories of us, but is it too late? Will you grasp the depth of our bond or misunderstand my intentions? So now they're ready to come forward and say something, but they're afraid that you might misunderstand their approach here. Interesting. On the bottom, loneliness and fear. I realize I am testing my resolve to live in the energy of love, and I know that I'm never alone. But that's the thing, like their fear has kept them lonely. Their fear has kept them lonely, and they don't know what to do about it now. What else, Source? Lady Nadia and Prudence. True life happens from one moment to the next. You will find the love you long for in the here and the now. See, and that really feels like that confirmation that they had you, but they let you go, and it was here and now. They could have made a difference, but I do feel like it still wouldn't have worked out. Like there was still growth that had to happen between you two. We have Oya and Oanang. I don't know how to say that. We're just going to say, sure, that long word right there. Oya has spoken. The exchange of give and take has become unbalanced and out of kilter. I renew your spirit with wind, and I renew your life with fire. Yeah, this person would have been in a state of taking, and you would have given everything because you love them so deeply. But is that truly fair? Like at the end of the day, is that really so fair that you're in a situation where you're giving all of who you are and they're giving you nothing? Or they're making you feel miserable, or they're making you feel like you don't matter, right? Like that's not fair. That's very unbalanced. And we have Kuthumi and Kianya with smile and feel peace that smiling brings you. Ensure that there is divine peace within you at every level. So you had to go and find peace with yourself to reconnect, is what I'm feeling here. And let's get one of these. What else would you like to say in this reading today, Source? On the bottom, sadness. Yeah, they're sad now. Like, there really is a fear that's coming through. They really feel like they're never gonna have you in their life again, and they're like beating themselves up constantly because of that. Like, what did I do? I totally dropped the ball on this one, and like, how do I tell them? Like, loss coming out right here. Bereavement, sorrow, and damage. Yeah, loss. They're so afraid they've lost you, and they want to tell you this, right? That Backstreet Boys. Like, we've got this all wrong. Like, I want to prove that we've got this all wrong, but I just need you to give me a chance. And honestly, at the end of the day, you can, but you don't have to, right? There's no obligation for you to give this person a chance if you don't want to. But if you want to, just know that that's okay too. Right? I'm not here to say you better give this person a chance or you better not give this person a chance. You're going to have to trust your intuition on this one because it's going to be different for everyone. Right? And some people did things that might seem unforgivable and others might not have. Yeah, okay. We've got okay. Stability, harmony, and acceptance. Like, they want to show you that they are stable now, that they are okay. But first they know they need to build some sort of trust, honesty, and compatibility with you, some sort of alliance to where you're going to trust them, because I do feel like the trust has been broken. We have right here with ceremony, mystery, and magic. They see you getting more aligned with yourself, but they also see you as someone who's very mysterious and magical. And that could be another thing that's keeping them away, because maybe it's a difference in religion or a difference in spiritual practices, and now they're realizing, right, very surface level, that's superficial. Whether someone's a Christian or a Catholic, like, that shouldn't keep you apart from one another. It is like, we need to share belief systems, but at the end of the day, if you love somebody, undeniably love somebody, why should your faith or your religion keep you away from one another? You both should be able to practice the way that you want, because at the end of the day, faith is a very personal practice. It doesn't need to have other people involved, because no one else can tell you what your faith is or help you practice your faith. It's a very personal practice, and so it shouldn't matter, right? It shouldn't matter what other people believe. And I know people are like, oh no, it does. But that's just, again, keeping it very surface level and keeping it very disconnected. But that's what it feels like. They were in that energy. Virgo, we have integrity, reverence, and service. They see you being of service to the world. Even with those differences, they see you going out and being who you are. Seeking help, crying out for support. Help arrives from unexpected quarters. Invisible forces of help guide you through troubled waters. Like a bridge over troubled waters, I will lay me down. Right? So that's the thing. Like, I feel like it's been a lot of troubled waters for you, and you've gotten help from the spirit realm. I don't feel like there's been a lot of people helping you. I feel like this person has had to watch you from a distance overcome things alone. And that's not something that they could have ever done by themselves. I do feel like this person's surrounded by a lot of false people. Small offering. Use you as a temporary pleasantry, not serious relationship. Can only do small favors, unable to give anything more. Can only offer small gestures and minor tokens of affection. Right? That again, pointing towards that unbalance. Look at how big her gift is compared to his gift, right? And it's not the gift that matters, but it's the intentions behind it. I feel like it's like almost like, oh, if I just do the bare minimum, then they'll give me everything that I want. So this could be a toxic relationship that you were in, that someone was actually loyal, but then they were getting so much from you that they treated you like you didn't matter. But I do feel like for many of you, this is someone who just fumbled you. Like, they just thought you would always be there, and then you weren't. Infidelity. Manipulative social circles encourage betrayal. That's the thing. This person's surrounded by very manipulative people. Social circle encourages infidelity and temptation surround you. Surrounded by temptation and struggles to stay loyal. Yeah, so this person, again, like, it was very superficial. The body count could be a thing for this person. Like, they could have a really high body count. Okay, they could have a really, or everybody that they've been with looks like Pamela Anderson. Who knows? You know, it's like, but that's, they're showing me, it's like everybody looks the same, but they all look different from you. And all their friends were encouraging them to continue this line. It's like their social circle is who has convinced them that you weren't worth their time. And now they realize the mistake they made. Humor. I choose to focus on the lighter side of life. And I feel like this is the energy that you're in right now. It's like, it's okay. It's okay. Like, they showed me where they were at, and, you know, like, I can't take it personal anymore because it's really not personal. They had their journey. And so I do feel like, and maybe that's just Source also reminding you to just come to this lighter side of life. Like, yes, this is a terrible situation. Yes, this is very heavy, but not to let it weigh on you anymore, because it's actually not personal. This person didn't do this as a personal play against you. This person did this because they had no idea who they were. Disruption. So this is that energy that Source is coming in right now, the Thunderbolt energy or the House of God energy. It's like Source is saying, no, we got to get out of this energy. You got other things to attend to. And so right now, life is not going well for this person. Confinement, captivity, tolerance, and unfreedom. They're realizing that they trapped themselves. Fright, depression, phobia, and paranoia. Yeah, they're scared. That fear coming through again. And conflict now with their friends, right? Difference, disputation. I think that should be disputing. I don't think disputation is actually a word, but I'm not sure. And we have quarrel. So there's been a lot of fights with their friends, and they're realizing that their friends were not, they didn't have their best interest. Also, that's the thing, like, if this person's a high vibrational being and believing low vibrational beings, this could be that all those people that were in their life were benefiting from having them in their shadow energy. Okay, so we have manifesting dreams. I do feel like, here's the thing, like, you're in this place of manifesting what you want. And maybe it could be this person, maybe it's not. But I do feel like you are manifesting what it is that you want. So if it's love, you are absolutely manifesting love. Let's see what this one is. Eagle, spirit, freedom. You see this from a different perspective now. Like, when I feel like at one point this was really weighing on you, and this is a really heavy situation. And now you're realizing, like, if I keep holding on to it like there's something that I did wrong, or as if I'm not worthy of love, or if I'm not valuable enough, right? Again, comparing yourself to maybe the other people that this person was with, you're realizing there is no comparison, right? I love that this card came out, because there's no comparison between oak and bamboo. They both have their strengths and they both have their weaknesses, and it doesn't mean that one is better than the other. Right? That's never what it was about. And so I feel like with this energy, it's just showing, like, there's been a lot of, I don't know, like, I just lost where I was going with that. There's been a lot of comparison here. There's been a lot of saying, like, oh, I'm not worthy because they're dating this type of person, or they're going after this type of person, and I'm never going to be that type of person. Look, they don't even like those types of people, because they're realizing they're very shallow and they don't like that. But that's exactly how they were approaching life, was from a shallow mindset. And so you get what you give. It says, eagle spirit invites you onto her back. You dwindle in the size so that you can climb on. You hold on the down beneath her feathers as she soars higher and higher. The forest looks smaller and smaller, and yet you can see so clearly as you ascend above the clouds. You've never felt so free. Says the eagle spirit says, this is the time to express yourself. Don't hold back. Choose life on your terms. Don't be trapped by the expectations of others. And that's what we see. This person's been trapped by the expectations of others, but you're not. You're not. And there's no expectation here. You know what? You don't have to fulfill someone's desire. You don't have to be that person in that person's life. Like, if you feel like it's not for you, trust that, right? But if you feel like they are for you, trust that too, right? And also asking yourself clearly, like, am I actually trusting this part of myself, or is this a part of my ego? For both sides. Right? Is my ego hurt and I'm saying, no, this is the worst person in the world for me? Or is my ego just hoping and praying that I'm going to get this person because it's going to make me feel or complete or something, right? Being honest with yourself is so vital, especially when it comes to this person. I mean, I feel like for Source to channel this song, I'll never break your heart, but I do feel like there's an energy here where they have broken your heart in some way, shape, or form. Right? And it's like, they found out how badly you'd been hurt and they never even knew, and they didn't realize that they mirrored that. Right? And they're saying, I deserve a try, but then the question is like, you were willing to give them a try back when? Yeah, maybe you both had some healing to go through, and maybe the fact that things didn't work out the way that you wanted them to is actually a blessing in disguise, because maybe if they had poured into that opportunity at that time, it would have ended badly, even more badly than it did. But I do feel like this is not the person who manipulated you. I just feel like this person didn't show up. I feel like they ghosted you. I feel like they didn't show up. I feel like they fumbled you when they had a perfect opportunity to come in, and now they're really beating themselves up for that. So more than anything, when this person comes in, because I don't feel like this is if this person comes in, I feel like when this person comes in, it might be beneficial, regardless of how you feel, to hear them out. Because I do feel like they are going to explain themselves. And then do with that what you will. Because it's not up to me to say what's right for you in your life. You got to listen to your intuition. Okay? So this is what I see here for you. If you feel like this is your reading, leave a little tree emoji down below and say, just because I'm the oak or the bamboo, I am still valuable as I am in this moment. And I deserve love as I am, not as who someone thinks I should be. And if it resonated, it would mean so much to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe below. And if you're interested in supporting the channel further, check out the description box. It'll have everything you need. And with that, I would like to take a quick second to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angel source, and my spirit guides for coming together to give us this very powerful message. And until next time, stay human. Bye.